the cold of the night. Search your soul and reawaken the undying light.
Hey, everybody. If you're listening to the Doghouse, coming at you live with the freshest and best gaming news, and we're about to go live on the air. All right. Hey, everybody. You're listening to the Doghouse, coming at you live. You're listening to Husky, Dingo, and Updog live from the studio, bringing you the freshest gaming news, reviews, and discussions.
Hey, what's up, fellow gamers? Like he said, hottest, the freshest of all gaming news. I think we're gonna have a pretty good show today.
It's gonna be really
Like
good.
always.
Like always.
When do we not have a good show?
We're the
Is
best,
my question.
We're the best show on here. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Don't at me.
Don't at me. But no, we not as much news this week. We don't have a game show, unfortunately. But you know, we have a few things still to go over. But before we go into any of that, let's get our pre-show ritual. First we're gonna jump into the forecast. Sorry. Yes, the forecast. So here on the 20th, here in Conway, it is currently 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Let me refresh that and make sure that's accurate.
It felt like that earlier, but it could have changed. I know it's supposed to be storming or a little bit rainy tonight. So.
All right, cool. 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and for our thousands of German fans across the pond, that's 24 degrees Celsius for all of you European savages.
I think I'm done. I'm done with September. At least this September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been busy.
There's not been any fall. It's just felt like an extension of summer.
The trees are still alive. Why are the trees still alive?
So hot. The humidity right now doesn't help because it's 89% humidity.
Yeah.
So it makes everything worse. It's like the outside is a crab boil, and I am the crab.
Whenever the wind picks up, it feels like someone's breathing on me because it's all hot and wet, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Get away from me, please.
Sadly true.
We have the southern wind of 7 miles per hour, so it doesn't look like we're going to be having much of a breeze to cut through it. But, you know, we had some rain yesterday. It looked like it was sprinkling a little bit when I came here, so who knows if that's going to pick up any. I don't know. Hopefully, it will get cool quickly.
We should get a window so that one of us could just stick our head outside whenever we do the weather and be like,
and then
that's
take
all
it
right.
back out and be like, hey,
Yeah.
it's raining.
It's cold out.
But yeah, so if you're wondering how it is in Conway today, it's hot and miserable, and humid, and
Foggy,
nobody
misty.
likes it here.
It's going to rain.
No one's happy.
Anybody who says they like to live here is a liar.
Oh, I actually do like living here.
I do too.
Well, I guess we know who a liar is.
Yep. I am, in fact, a liar.
Well, we can't trust that because you're a liar now.
Conway's perfectly. I love living in Conway. I just hate the humidity.
See, when they say don't trust the media, they mean us.
At least in Oklahoma, there was wind to
Yeah.
It was really windy all the time.
That's the best part about Oklahoma.
When you take away mountains, you get more wind, but we got too many mountains.
Yeah, but
we do have lots of them.
We're also not near the ocean, so we don't get those coastal tide breezes.
We're just right here in the armpit of America.
Yep. At least we're not in the basement like Florida.
But the Ozarks are pretty, so
yeah,
I don't really mind too much. Beautiful mountains.
Too.
Anyways, we're not here to talk about mountains. We're here to talk about games. Before we can talk about games, we got to talk about the Bible, because that's what we do every show. So, jumping into our verse of the week.
Before that, real quick, let's put this on the table. Show about mountains. Yay or nay?
Yay.
Yay.
Like reviews of mountains,
Reviews
or like
of mountains.
discussions
mountains.
of why mountains.
I give Wichita Mountain a 3
No, we
star.
we can
Overrated.
review them and discuss them, kind of like a mountain. We call ourselves the mountain dogs. We're mountain dogs.
Oh no.
Okay, let's talk about the verse of the day.
Please continue.
Today is some dog days. All right.
Dog day.
Verse of the day. So today's verse is. Let me just. Yeah, there we go.
There it is.
Oh
That's
yeah.
nice.
All right. My mic has now assumed the position. All right. Verse of the day from Joel chapter 2, verse 23. Be glad, O children of Zion, and rejoice in the Lord your God, for he has given the early rain for your vindication. He has poured down for you abundant rain, the early and the latter rain as before. Yes, I know, it rained yesterday.
It rained yesterday.
We were
it
just
rained
talking
today,
about the weather.
and it's gonna rain tomorrow.
It's crazy.
Dude, God knows. I'm telling you. He's got a good sense of humor.
That or Elliot hacked into the Bible website.
I'm going to the top of the hour.
Elliot hacked into the Bible.
We're transitioning to the top of the hour.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, let's transition.
Okay. So on our show about games, we
can indeed talk about games.
we have some games to talk about for this top of the hour segment. Let me tell you, I'm super excited about this game that released. I'll just go ahead and jump into my top of the hour.
Yeah,
'cause
do it. You won't.
So Link's Awakening released today?
Yeah, yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday.
Sure did.
Released today. I think the Switch Lite also came out.
Yeah,
as
I think
well.
so.
Maybe,
That's today.
I don't know.
I think so.
It's
Yeah, I'll
kinda-
double check that.
It's kind of cool that those kind of released at the same time because Link's Awakening was originally a Game Boy game. So if you want to re-experience that and you find the Switch to be too big, it's Switch
Yeah.
Lite.
Also, they probably considered that because it seems like I've been looking at reviews for it, and there's like some frame rate issues whenever you play Link's Awakening like on the TV. So maybe it's more of like a mobile focused game.
Yeah, it seems that way.
But yeah, so Link's Awakening released today, but also Sleepy Bassett. Can you hand me my notebook?
So what is it for?
There was also announced a new game called Terminator Resistance. It's going to be a shooter. It's going to be set in the Terminator future. It's a shooter. And, it actually looks like they put a budget into it.
That doesn't mean it'll be good though.
Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
definitely does not. It's a shooter. So, like, nowadays, like, beforehand, like, a while ago, you would have been like, oh, it's a shooter, and it has a popular franchise behind it. Like, oh, that could be a big one. But now you're just like, you look at it and you're like, shooters haven't been faring well.
This is a movie
lately.
video game though.
I think it's just because
This
there's
is a
Yeah.
movie
an
video game.
overabundance of shooters.
It's not about the new movie that's coming out.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
not?
Okay,
Hmm.
really quick, off the top of our heads, good or bad game? Do you think predictions?
Bad.
Bad.
There's too many shooters. There's too many bad movie shooters, and therefore there's just right now there's no chance.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be average, which is the same as being bad. It's not gonna do anything that's gonna make it stand out aside from have Terminator in it.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
have like old like laser effects, which like give it like a novelty, I guess. But like
That's cool.
when I'm looking at the gameplay, I'm like, it just looks.
If they have that guy on the fence from the Terminator movie, then it's a good game though, right?
I'm the guy on the fence
You're on the
about
fence.
whether this
He
game
is
is gonna
on
be
the
good or
fence.
bad.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Going back to Link's Awakening really quick, like I have never played this game. Unlike some people
I
said it's like the secret
haven't.
best Zelda game, and other people are like it's all right.
It's
What
pretty
do you
good.
guys think?
I've never played it.
I always thought it was pretty good. I think it's a lot less handholdy than the
Mm.
other Zeldas.
Mhm.
From what I can remember, I may be wrong,
Well,
but from what I can remember, it just drops you on a beach. You're like, hey, you have no weapons, you have no shield. Good luck.
it sounds. I know, like Ganondorf isn't in this one. Zelda's not. There's no Triforce. That is like really refreshing to me.
Yeah, it's just an
Oh, yeah.
adventure.
Yeah.
Link just gets shanghaied on an
Yeah.
island. He's like,
I
I
think
hate it here. I want to go home.
the only bit of it.
Sand everywhere.
There's Mario characters
hot.
everywhere.
Yeah, there's more characters.
It's hot.
everywhere.
There's nowhere to
Disgusting-
sit down. My feet hurt.
disgusting
I hate it
Goombas.
here.
So, the bit that I do know about it is that there's like a contrast in a way in the story
Mm.
because of how it works, and I won't say it because you don't know what the story is. I do actually know what the story is. I just haven't played it.
I've been told that the story in this one is like really good.
It's really
especially
good.
The ending.
There's a windfish.
Yep.
Yeah, I assume there is a windfish because
That's your
the main
goal.
song is the Ballad of the Windfish.
Your goal is the windfish.
Is he in the egg? From all the poster art?
Is
That's
he?
the Egg of the King. This game is actually a prequel to Berserk.
Yeah, it's the egg of the windfish. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Okay.
It's
He's-
the windfish.
You want me to tell you what's happening?
No, I want to play it.
Mm.
It looks
It's actually
really,
really good though.
Yeah. I want
really
to see
good.
like if this does really well, which it will. I want to see more like HD, like top-down Zeldas.
Do you think the
Yeah.
windfish counts as like an eldritch horror?
I don't know.
Yes.
Well, I would say yes.
It's an
but
eldritch abomination.
Story elements I can't talk about.
Oh my
make me want to
God.
say no.
Windfish for Smash.
Yes.
You know, if they actually had a Telltale hype stage, I would be so hyped for that.
That'd be
That'd
pretty
be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Bum-ba-dum, bum-ba-da-ba-da-ba.
Dingo, you got top of the hour?
Yeah, man. I can go ahead and jump into mine.
Do it.
So I'm gonna go into my first one, and this is the only redeeming quality right now for Pokemon Sword and Shield. That is Sirfetch'd himself. Okay, they announced Farfetch'd is finally getting an evolution he rightfully deserves. He's gonna be a fighting type with Steadfast as his ability. The way that you're gonna evolve him, they haven't really announced it, but what most people are seeing and assuming is level up. In the Galar region. So, yeah, he's pure fighting. He literally has a leek sword and a leaf shield, and I think that's freaking awesome. He looks cool. And he has his own special move. And it looks like it's going to be real strong.
I
So,
resent you
Really?
and everything you stand for.
Why is that? Can you
I
explain?
resent the fact that you're already calling out this game as bad. It hasn't even come out yet. You could say this is the only thing you're excited for, but I wouldn't say this is its only redeeming quality.
Well,
There will probably be more updated classic Pokemon though.
yeah, and if there are, I like them too.
Yeah.
I had to hype up my man. I was just really hype about Sirfetch'd.
I'm pretty
but-
excited too. He looks
And
really
honestly, I might end up getting Sword.
good. Just for Sirfetch'd.
Well, for Sirfetch'd and also to find issues in the game for an eventual dogfight.
I'm not gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy Luigi's Mansion. That's what I'm in. That's what I'm in it for.
Nice. But anyways, so that's one of my top of the hours. Sirfetch'd. Eli, do you have any comments on that?
He's completely dead inside. Look at him.
No. Okay, cool.
Sirfetch'd is a Lance main. He plays Monster Hunter.
Kind of looks like it, actually. Anyway.
I love his weapon design. I love the way he looks. I love his smug look. See, I never
He looks
liked
so smug.
I never liked Farfetch'd, but cause I was like, this duck is stupid looking. He looks dopey.
Why is
And
he able to leak?
I look at Farfetch'd and I'm like, this, or not Farfetch'd,
Sirfetch'd.
Sirfetch'd. And I'm like, this is the best Pokemon ever.
Yeah, I like how
My-
they're taking some of the more meh classic Pokemons like they did in Sun and Moon and made them cool.
Yeah.
Like Sandslash is like my personal favorite Pokemon from Gen 1.
I
Oh,
like
that's
him.
cool.
But he's
yeah.
kind of like he's just kind of normal, but like they made him really
Ice
cool.
Steel. Yeah.
They made him really cool in Sun and Moon, so I hope we get to see more of those.
Yeah. See,
that was
like,
cool.
one of my main criticisms about Pokemon is a lot of the new Pokemon designs. I feel like they drift way too far towards cutesy and cartoony, whereas like the original Gen 1, they were like, they at least look similar to like actual animals. Like a lot of the drawings look like they're drawing hastily by like a wildlife. Like,
Yeah.
the guy that's
Pikachu
studying
is so
wildlife.
fat.
But like it looks like it's like drawn like they're coming at the guy who's ever drawing it. Like that's what their sprites and like their drawings look
It
in
was
like
really
the
good.
books. But like as you drift more and more, they start drifting more towards the cutesy and cartoony, so they can sell toys. And I get that. But like, I really wish they would make more like animal like Pokemon. And I like Sirfetch'd. I like his design. I think this is Pokemon done right. This is Pokemon design done right because he doesn't look.
Stupid like the fire starter.
You could say he's cute, but you could also say he looks cool. I think he's a good blend of that. He looks yeah.
What's the name of that bird? The blue one with a fish in his throat?
Oh, Gulliper? or
I love
something?
Gulliper.
Gulliper is
Stupid.
amazing.
He looks sick.
He
He
looks
looks
stupid fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you
far,
surf, get a fish.
Yeah.
so far I have 3 Pokemon in my party for that game. Or 3 birds in my Pokemon for that party. That's Corviknight. I love Corviknight's look.
He looks cool.
Yeah.
Gulliper,
Yeah.
Yep.
and then Sirfetch'd.
And Sirfetch'd is not flying, by
I want
the
to be
way.
one of those bird tamer.
Bird
trainers.
type Pokemon.
Remember those guys? They're like, I'm a
Yeah.
bird tamer. I use only
flying
birds. And I'm like,
type.
I have an electric mouse, and you have just lost this battle.
Yeah. But that's actually the cool thing about Sirfetch'd is he's only fighting type. He's not fighting flying.
He's not flying?
Really?
No, he's pure
Oh,
fighting. I checked that before the
interesting.
show because I had thought that maybe I had just remembered it wrong, but he's pure fighting.
Yo,
That's
that's
pretty
pretty
cool.
lit.
Cool. But anyway, so my next thing I want to talk about for top of the hour is actually an interesting project that's been going on for a little bit, but it's been slowly receiving updates. And that is Project 06. Now you may be wondering, oh gosh, it sounds like a terrible game I know. And that's because it does sound like a terrible game you know. Sonic 06.
Oh God, he said it. You
I
said
did.
the forbidden name.
I did. But here's the thing. So, as everyone knows, this game was never released on PC for obvious reasons. But a guy named Chaos X on YouTube has been slowly but surely releasing demos of a build of Sonic 06, where he not only fixes a lot of the issues, but he also just makes some things better. A great example is in one of his latest demos he released, he had some gameplay that you could do with Silver. And Silver the Hedgehog, first off, Silver's my favorite Sonic the Hedgehog character.
Oh
in
my lord. He's just Trunks. He's just Trunks.
general. Okay,
He
Sonic
is
is just DBZ, if you're going to go with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is.
That's
Further
fine,
evidence
but
towards the
I don't
decline of the
care. That's
franchise.
fine. Anyways, so I really like Trunks. I think he's cool. I really like Silver. I think he's cool.
I thought it was
So-
an okay character. I
The
don't know.
only-
Anyway.
the
I thought
only-
they did. I thought they did a good character concept dirty in 06.
Yeah, exactly. No, and that's
They do that with all the
Project
characters,
06
though.
Project 06 fixes him. He is sick. Have you seen? You haven't seen gameplay.
Does he have a gun?
We'll show you that. He
That's the,
doesn't,
only, that's the only.
but he can literally make like psychokinetic lasers
Does he
and
still-
shoot them.
Does he
from
still
his
say
hands.
it's no use?
Yes.
Oh wait, we gotta get our boy up.
Yeah, I was
dog
gonna say
in
Sorry,
he
I
wasn't in
didn't
there.
notice. Yeah.
Anyway,
You found
so
out.
yeah,
You found me out.
so Silver's actually fun and playable. Sonic has a few things that actually make him fun and interesting. They add like a few little tweaks. So yeah, I would actually say, and the cool thing is,
I am actually looking forward
it's
to
a
seeing how that
free
goes.
download for
I-
the demo.
I know I'm heckling you, but
Yeah.
like I actually am. I'm looking forward to
yeah.
seeing how it
Seriously,
develops.
Yeah.
Download it. Like, it's free. You can test it yourself. It's actually really cool.
Did
I'm
they
going to
make-
download it when I get home.
Did they make the running sections not bad?
The Mach speed? Yeah. They actually added effects to it, and they also made it to where Sonic is faster. If he hits something from the side, it doesn't hurt him anymore, which is the worst part about it.
Does he
Right.
still have a weird romance with a teenage princess?
He's not changing the story, man.
Ah!
That's the only thing that we can't
I'm
fix
sorry,
about
I-
Sonic 06.
I don't know why I just
But
screamed.
anyways,
It just-
so yeah,
You tore a
Um,
scream out of me.
go ahead, download it. It's free.
I have
Look
a
up
question.
Chaos X on YouTube, and you'll find it.
I have a question.
What's your question?
Is it still going to be a Sonic game?
Logan, answer your own question, you stupid.
I don't know, Logan. Is it going to be a Sonic game? Is Sonic going to be in it?
Is it called Sonic 06?
It's going to be bad then. If it's about Sonic, it's going to
gonna
be
be
bad.
It's gonna be bad, dude. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
I mean, that's your opinion, just like it's my opinion. Sword and Shield's gonna be bad.
They made a goose game where you play as a goose.
Yes, Untitled Goose.
Untitled Goose Game.
I actually kind
I
of want
want-
to play that game.
I want Untitled Goose to be in the next Sonic game. I want him to be
in
a Sonic
Smash.
character.
No, I want him in Smash. That's what I say.
I want to be another Sonic character.
It actually would be kind of cool if, like, in random levels, the goose would just kind of wander out, like, look around.
Should be an assist trophy at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or an
fun.
item.
An item.
You get them and then you can do Kazooie's smash attacks.
Untitled item.
That'd be sick.
Untitled item?
Yes.
Untitled theme, and that's his song. In the song menu. Okay, I guess I'm the last one to go.
That's right.
So,
Go.
Luigi's Mansion 3. I'm really excited. It's coming out next month, October 31st, Halloween. A couple things. Apparently, the name of the hotel is The Last Resort.
That's actually funny.
That's pretty funny.
I like that.
That's not foreboding at all.
No, it's complete. Why?
Why did they
So
go?
many red flags. They've learned nothing, any of them.
Why did they even go to that
Fools.
place?
Anyway, apparently they've already they did some interviews with the director, and he said like, yeah, we're gonna put out DLC for the multiplayer modes.
So they're gonna release an unfinished game.
Yeah. And you're gonna have to pay for the rest of it.
Are you
Here's
being
what-
So if
serious?
you don't want it, you don't have to get it.
Yeah, the website reads, paid DLC will come to Luigi's Mansion 3 in the future,
Yeah.
adding new content to the Skyscraper and Scream Park.
Yeah.
See, I don't
I was like,
mind.
are you
I don't
kidding
mind
me?
DLC as long as it's like adding like content to an already finished game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're not adding like they asked if it's gonna put like new DLC like for the main game. He's like, no, because that would just be adding like unfinished content to a story that's already like
Finished.
complete. There would be no point. But yeah, like I think the Scare Park is like Mario Party-esque stuff that I'm not gonna play, but you guys are probably gonna play with me. And then the Scare Scraper is like Scare Scraper's kind of cool. It's like a co-op mode where you're like slowly ascending up a tower, getting all the ghosts.
Was that in the 3DS games?
It was, and it was
As
the
well?
best. It was the best part of that game.
Yeah, that's actually cool. I'd play that.
Yep.
I want amiibo support where you can find all the different
I
characters.
want a
No.
Luigi amiibo.
I want to
about to
find
say-
Snake in this box. He's like, go away.
It's a snake. Wait, what if they made them ghosts?
You have to like, oh yeah, if you get the Snake one, okay.
It's
so
a snake in a box.
I'm
If
about to lay down some Metal Gear lore on you guys. So
Okay.
there's this guy called Revolver
Ocelot?
Ocelot.
Yeah.
I
called.
he got a
I know what's happening.
he got an arm. He's got a robotic arm, and it's possessed by Liquid Snake, and Liquid Snake possessed him.
How many? Snakes
So
are
you need in Luigi's
4.
Mansion the DLC, Metal Gear DLC. You have to exercise this arm.
there? I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be cool if like you slap the Snake amiibo down on your Switch, and then Nikita just shoots out of Luigi's.
Oh, his
Luigi's
vacuum. Oh, you know what would actually be cool? Like maybe certain like Mario amiibo, because I don't feel like all the Smash ones will be usable. I'll be
You
honest.
should get costumes
But
for
you
each
costumes,
character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you put Kirby's amiibo down on it, like it's like your vacuum is like, but then it's just starts sucking
get a
furniture and stuff
suckier-
into it.
a suckier vacuum.
Yeah. Okay.
I like that.
my second and by far the superior top of the hour.
Better than
probably
Luigi's
the most
Mansion
important
3?
one we've had of all ever is we're doing a new show here on Tower Network. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it well. But it's gonna be called Dungeon Dogs. We're starting it tomorrow, 11 to 1. So we're gonna sit down. We're gonna play a tabletop game. It's gonna be fun.
Oh man, it's gonna be so good for me to show up to a show and not have to put any work planning ahead of time
Yeah.
for it.
I spent the summer writing all this stuff out for you guys. Like I wrote an epic tale for you guys to destroy inadvertently just by doing your own thing. So that'll be great to see. You guys can watch me frantically like run back and forth on the YouTube feed trying to get all the documents together.
We're gonna see how long this one's gonna take. Hopefully it won't take more than a few shows because we did like a session 0 to test it out and it was way longer than 2 hours.
But it was also
Yeah.
really fun.
It was really fun, but we're gonna have less people, so I don't think it's gonna be that much. How many people are showing up again?
It looks like we're gonna be 3 people per show.
All
And
right.
if that's too much, we'll cut it down to like 2. But like you said, we haven't really done a show like this before, so we're still kind of working out the kinks and filling out scheduling and stuff. So
Right. So, what are you looking forward to most in that
I
tomorrow?
think I'm looking forward to seeing like we've got a lot of wacky personalities here on the Doghouse, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys shine in the terrible, god awful situations I put you in. Things are gonna get weird. All right, but yeah, that's my top of the hour, and I think
I'm looking forward to it.
yeah.
How many people are going to show up one more time?
3,
3? Excellent. Not including you?
not including me.
Yeah,
no.
not
Okay.
including him.
All right, that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I'll be a part of that eventually as well.
Yep.
It'll be good.
All right, so
Those were our top of the hours. Hope you guys enjoyed it, but we're going to go quickly to a song break, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about, even though it's a little bit late,
That's okay.
my Iceborne review for what I've played. So stay tuned. And Iceborne came out, I think, like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, about.
yeah.
So
it's not too late.
it's
You're
not
just-
too late,
You're
but
just
it's a little late.
absorbing.
But you'll get a little bit of a review for what I've seen, what I've played. So be sure to stay tuned. All right, for that, and don't touch that dial.
Only in the forest can you see this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Stumble from the ashes, lost enigmas in the dust. I cannot remember, though they tell me that I must. Sky is torn asunder, fear that breaks the brave will not drag me under, climb out of the grave. Make a sign or faults define this mark of worth I wear. Hardened are these faithful scars I bear. Stand side by side, carry all as one, we can bear this weight. Stand side by side, we won't come undone, for the hands that will carry us home are touched by fate. Hold on to what you strive for. Hold on to what you fight for. Get up and fight.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. You're listening to the Doghouse with your hosts, Husky, Dingo, and Nope Dog.
Hey, what's up, fellow gamers? Oh man, it looks like we're gonna Husky's gonna give us his thoughts and first impressions, kind of a quick review of what he's played in Monster Hunter World Iceborne so far. A little bit late, but hopefully he'll make up for that with comedy gold.
Better late than never.
It's a
as
good
some
game.
say.
All right, now we're gonna go to a song break. We'll be right back. We're gonna talk about why Shadow the Hedgehog is a cultural phenomenon.
Oh my god.
I'm joking.
That must be part of his Iceborne review.
No.
Shadow the Hedgehog's in Iceborne. Do you fight him?
I wish.
What tier monster is he?
Genius.
He's an elder dragon.
When you kill him, the screen goes radical.
Radical.
I am all.
His helmet is just a shadow. Like, hat.
I am. That's it.
All right.
Here we go.
Back again.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Dog.
Okay. I got a question. Can we
All
start
right.
with a question, or do you just have some?
I have some general points, but
Let's give him general
Uh,
points
yeah,
and
do it.
then
Do that.
then do questions.
Do it.
all right. So I haven't got to play Iceborne as nearly as much as I wanted to. I'll confess, being a radio manager and all that stuff, it's taken time. So I stayed up till 5, trying to play as much as I could, so I could have as much as I could to talk about today.
We're not suggesting people do that. Please don't stay up until 5.
Don't do
Unless
that.
you're
Don't do it.
Unless you're cool.
Unless you're.
I slept till.
Big
till
boys
like,
stay up till way past their
I
bedtime.
slept
You
till
need
like
to go to
11:30, and I was still tired. I was like, I
That's
don't.
why
We're
you're-
not gonna ask him to ever do this again. So don't do it.
I didn't mind. I enjoyed every moment of it.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
So Iceborne, it's a game. It's the latest expansion for Monster Hunter World. It came out sometime earlier this month. Sorry that we didn't get the review out earlier, but I'm just gonna talk about the first hour that I played. All right, so the first hour it kind of starts with like you start in the stair, which is like the original hub. That's where the original home base is, where you start out in Monster Hunter World. You're told to go down and talk to the field research team because a Legiana has appeared in the ancient forest. Now, for those of you who haven't played Monster Hunter World, the Legiana is it's a dragon that's typically in the Coral Highlands, and it's typically has like ice blight and stuff. So it's like a more ice cold oriented monster. So for a Legiana to appear in the ancient forest, that's really weird.
That's whack.
So at first I
Ice
was like,
void
"Oh
woods.
man, they might actually try to go about this like a mystery. That's like going to be interesting, like a little bit of an interesting story for you to unwind." That was dispelled quickly.
My expectations were dashed immediately upon the rocks.
Not that I care, because Monster Hunter, I don't really play Monster Hunter for a good story. And like it's a serviceable story is what I will say from so far from what I've played, because I haven't got to beat it. But you go out into the ancient forest, and the handler keeps talking. Unfortunately, God, I hate that character. She's talking about how the forest like is weirdly eerie today, and it's all quiet. And you start finding Legiana tracks, and you follow them to like the edge of the map, and that's where you see like all these Legiana. All of a sudden, like a flock of them start flying across the forest, and they all fly out into the sea. And then she like puts on these little binocular things and looks out, and she's like sees all them flying away. And then like in the distance, she spots an island, and she's like, "Wow!" And also Velcana was there. He was like flying into him, freaking out. He's like, "Why are you all here? Leave me alone!" But like when I was watching that, I was like, "Why didn't we ever see that island before?" But it's not even an island; it's like a whole landmass. So I'm like, how did we miss that?
That is a great question.
But like, and I was like, I didn't care. Apparently, it's surrounded by like really high winds and fog and ice and stuff. And I still not big enough excuse for me, but I didn't really care.
How did we miss North America? It's right across the ocean. Well, there's a lot of water and sky,
wind.
wind.
We had to
scurvy.
sail. We ran out of food.
Yeah, food. Thought it was India. Anyway, continue.
But yeah, that's kind of how it opens. You end up like going back to Astaire, and they're like, okay, we're all gonna launch an expedition to figure out why Legiana are freaking out. What's happening? Why are they doing this? It's weird. We don't like it. And they're like, okay, we're gonna take our airship that was ripped in half. That it's like okay, so there's like the third fleet on this game, and they're based in this airship that's kind of like, you know how ships are usually like long and like whole. This one apparently got broken in half at some point, so they just like have a balloon attached to it that like holds it like this, and that's what they use for an airship. I'm like, that works, I guess.
I mean, if it does the job.
They built it differently. I guess they like repaired it so that it can fly like that, so it's not just like a ship's cadaver that they're just flying. But like, we try to reach this new continent like that, and apparently we were about to have to turn back because of the storms when all of a sudden the handler is like, haha, well, I'm just going to get on a wing drake and fly down there and find a place to land. So you guys just sit back. And I was like, I guess I'm doing that too. Because if she dies, it's on me.
It's a lot of paperwork.
So,
Yep.
yeah, we end up going, we end up flying down and setting up a camp. And this is the first look that you get to have at Hoarfrost Reach. So, you know how now I've been like really critical of like the stupid narrative because nobody cares about it. This is where the game gets good. All right, so Hoarfrost Reach. This is probably one of the most beautiful areas I have ever seen in game. It's an ice level, and ice levels can be hit or miss.
Oh man, but some are good.
Yeah.
But it's so beautiful and it's done so well. You there's like like the way they get like this like a boreal like environment with like all the pine trees and like there's like snow falling from the pines and everything, and you leave a trail in all the snow. Go ahead.
I watched you guys play the demo a little bit, and I remember thinking like the snow is like really really good in this game. Like you leave tracks in it, the monsters leave tracks in it, and like it gets caught like in the fur of your armor and stuff, and it gets caught in your beard and your hair. Yeah, it's really cool.
It's still like that too.
Cool.
I didn't get to explore it a lot in the demo because you're on like a 20-minute time limit to kill a monster.
Yeah.
But which is fine. I understand why they did that because they just wanted to sell the monster hunting and like give you a brief glimpse. But like I went all in. Like they didn't give me all of the Hoarfrost Reach yet. They only give me like 4 areas, and I still got lost a little bit because I was like, where am I?
Is it just really big, or is it?
The areas are there's like one small area. They're typically really vast, and like in each area there were like 3 blocked off paths that are gonna get opened up later.
Okay.
But like,
I
was looking through there and I was just finding all that stuff. First of all, you can hop. The popos are back. And
Mr. Popo?
Popos are like this like mammoth-like creature, they're like really furry and big. They're like big snow cows. But you can like hop on their back and ride them.
Oh, that's sick. I like that.
And I took a picture, and I was like, this is going to go up on my wall. But no, it was interesting. So there's this monster that you have to hunt there before you can go back, and it's called the Beototus. And I'll get into hunting that in a second. But when I hunted it, when it showed up in the area, the popos, like, freak out, like the other predators do. Or like the other like herbivores do whenever a Rathalos shows up in the ancient forest. Like the Aptonoth will freak out and start running. Well, they did a little bit of the same thing, except you notice like I noticed they formed a wall between the Beototus and their young. Like you know how like a
like buffalo and other herd animals
something like that would do.
Yeah.
So they stood their ground a little bit, but the little one ran into like this little ice cave and like hid behind foliage until the Beototus ran out. I was like, that's so weird because like Beototus left, and I was looking around. I went up to this wall to gather stuff, and I looked up, and he was just this little tiny like this little tiny popo just looking at me like was shaking.
That's interesting because like I know in Monster
Poor
Hunter
space cow.
Generations,
Snow cow.
generally like the herbivore animals just kind of sit there while they die.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
they'll run away once they're attacked. Like. That's about like they're in the old games they did what they could with what they had, and I can't blame them for that. This game they really take advantage of all the processing of the power of new gen consoles. Man, so that was really cool. I guess I'll just jump. I'll talk a little bit more about the exploration, but like after I had hunted the Beatotus before I went back, I did a lot of exploration. I found the monkeys, and they're macaques apparently. So that's the official thing. Like there's like these little macaques. They hang out specifically in hot springs, and they'll like float there on their tails. I caught like 2 or 3 of them, and I put them in my room when I got back to Celiana, the new base. But like, you can find them, and they
little ice monkeys.
yeah, they're like little macaques with like really big eyes. You know those things that look like lemurs.
Oh, okay.
But like they like to hang out in the hot springs, so they'll just be chilling there, and and you can walk up and sit in the hot springs next to them, and they won't mind at all. So that's pretty cool.
That's super cool.
So those were there. I like seeing all the endemic life like those. One of my favorite areas, though, it wasn't even a main area. It was like a secret area that I found. It was like this little cave. I went in, and it opened up into this like frigid ice cave. And like there were like a whole bunch of stuff together and stuff like that. But I went in and I looked around and like, how do I describe it? I really wish I had an image to show you guys. But it was like the entire thing was composed of like this really bright white ice. It looked like something out of like a Star Wars. Maybe the thing where Luke Skywalker was like dragged to by that snow beast on Hoth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like
Kinda
that
like the
a little
Fortress
bit.
of Solitude almost.
It looked like that, but it was picturesque, and there was like this like awesome clear stream that was flowing through it. I looked down and I looked down where the stream was going into like this little like thing where it was flowing off, and like there were these little like jellyfish things. I couldn't reach them. I was like, I'm gonna get one of those. I'm gonna put it in my room. So like I looked at that, and I was just amazed by that. That was one of the most pretty things I've seen in a game.
Wow.
But yeah, as far as exploration goes, it was really fun. I really like the new area. Hoarfrost Reach looks fantastic. Onto the monster, the one monster that I got to fight, Beatotus. So Beatotus, he has the same skeleton as previous monsters that were in Monster Hunter World, Lavasios and Gyrototus. So when I first was getting ready to fight him, I was expecting kind of a similar fight. I was like, I'm not really that excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
But when I fought him, I was actually really impressed that he's completely different. So I don't know if you guys have seen what Beatotus looks like. He's like this shark fish thing that swims through the snow.
Yeah.
So he interacts with his environment very uniquely in that like a lot of other monsters might struggle to get through snow, but he is specifically adapted to cut through the snow with his like axe fin head thing.
Oh, that's cool.
He also uses that as a weapon. So he will slam it down on you, and he'll like spin in the snow like a buzzsaw.
Oh, that's crazy.
His roar, I'm pretty sure they got the starting sound of like a chainsaw starting up for part of his roar, because like it's like, and I'm like, oh my lord. So that fight,
Don't kill me.
I was actually really impressed by that. And part of his fight is getting him out of the snow so you can shoot him in the legs with his weak spot. But like the most frustrating part of that fight though is like you've spent, if you're like me, you've spent a lot of your time getting your arsenal ready so that you're like in Monster Hunter World to where it's at its peak. They do not pull their punches when you jump to master rank. They throw you in the deep end. And you realize that quickly because it took me forever to kill this Beatotus, and I was like, I need to get new weapons now. He hit like a truck, and he took forever to actually put him down. But yeah, it was fun, and I'm glad that they returned to the old formula, like, because like through low and high rank, through low rank especially, they had a lot of good tutorials and taught you how to play the game.
Yeah.
High rank, they kind of let you walk around and do your own stuff, and they kind of let you fly. Master rank comes around, and they hit you in the hit you in the nose right off the bat. So
Nice.
I love it. That's classic Monster Hunter how they did that. But yeah, the Beatotus, I really like that they're not just copying pasting a lot of moves for him, and I'm hoping they don't do that for a lot of the other variants that are going to be in the game, because a lot of them were unannounced, but that are going to be in it. Like there's Silver Rathalos, Gold Raytheon, there's a Basil Juice variant, and we saw before the thing, there's Brute Tigrex. So there are a lot more monsters than I was expecting to be in Iceborne.
That's awesome.
Um,
Can I ask a random question?
yeah, go ahead.
So, if you have Monster Hunter World, can you just jump right into Iceborne, or do you have to do some things in the story before that?
You do have to complete a certain extent of the story, but if you have Iceborne, they gave you an armor set that will carry you all the way through the game if you don't want to go through and collect all the armor and all that stuff. So
Oh, okay. Well, that's
they
nice.
they've made it gave you kind of a way to get through all that if you just want to go straight to Iceborne.
You can
but
do that. Okay.
pretty cool.
While I recommend Monster Hunter World, just on its own merit, getting to Iceborne, I realize that getting to Iceborne is. I would really recommend to get to as fast as possible and then go back and finish all the high rank stuff later, because Feliana, when you get to Feliana, that is such a better base and hub than Astera. It's not even funny. First of all, aesthetically, it looks so much more vibrant and just cool is the only way I can put it. But yeah, they've got this hub in it. The player hub, where you usually go. One of the biggest things that they advertise is that now, instead of like having to leave the player hub to go get stuff forged and do all that stuff that you usually have to do for like prep time or prepping before a hunt, it's all right there so that you can access it from the player hub. So it encourages players to be in the same area in that player hub. So I thought that was really cool. Like you can. And even like there's like one transition where you have to leave to go to the forge, but like it's like they've made it to where like it's like a split second like transition to where you go in and get your stuff forged and then you go back into the hub. So it's all together, and I think them prioritizing that is already putting it miles ahead of what Monster Hunter World was, because now people are going to be encouraged to be in the same online lobby together and interact, and there's going to be a lot more interaction with the players. So also there's Grand Mew. This is like this grandma cat who's the new cook. I had one meal cooked by her, and I was like, this is the most delicious looking thing ever. I was like, she's like my grandma. She like ginger, like unlike the Meowscular chef who's like all about gains and like he's really fiery about how he makes it. She's like it's all like tender and lovingly, and she gets like the spices and she like rubs it on there, and then she'll like tenderly like make all the meat and stuff for you. And I was like, this is amazing.
So nice.
She's adorable. I love her. I will protect her with my life.
I will guard and protect you.
But yeah, so Feliana, fantastic. All of it, gameplay wise, the Clutch Claw makes everything so much more fun.
What's
they have
that?
The Clutch Claw, so it's this new kind of like gadget you get where you like if the monster's stunned or if you have an opening, you can shoot it at them and you'll clutch on them, and you can either spin them around and launch them into a wall for extra damage. With a slinger ammo, you got to fire it into their head.
Yeah.
Do that, or you can use your weapon to wound them, and to wound a part that you're on, and when you hit that part after you're off, it does extra damage. So, and even if it's not if it's usually like a part that's resistant to damage, you'll do extra damage as if it's like a vulnerable part.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
they also added a whole bunch of new moves. I know with the gun lance, you can attach a mine to monsters, which you shoot it explodes for extra damage.
That's pretty insane.
And depending on the type of slinger ammo you do, it does more. It does like has different effects. Let's see. I know with the long sword they added like a new Eido slash and like counter slashes, so you're even more anime if you really want to buckle down on that. Which, honestly, it's really fun.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they added that. For the lance, they added a counter clutch claw, so you can't actually typically fire it like you normally would. But what you do is like you'll get your clutch claw out, and the monster might like try to hit you, and instead of getting damaged or blocking, you'll just instantly grapple onto them, and you can go into your clutch claw thing
Oh,
from
that's
there.
nice.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, I don't want to take.
So every weapon has its own thing that was added for this.
Yeah, every weapon
make
has
it
new
more
stuff.
unique.
Every weapon has new stuff.
That's
and
really cool.
Every weapon is now rebalanced. Elemental damage now has more impact.
Okay.
So whereas Raw was king on the last one, now you're encouraged to use elemental stuff. So you're encouraged to get every type of element to fight every type of monster, which
yeah.
I love so
Yeah, that's super cool.
I'm so excited about that. But yeah, so overall, I think Monster Hunter World Iceborne, vast improvement on the game. One thing that I would criticize.
Oh, okay.
So, in Monster Hunter World, there was this big controversy about the weapon designs, and that how a lot of them were good, and a lot of them were unique, and some of them were just like the bone and iron variants with like monster parts kind of slapped on haphazardly.
Mm-hmm.
They do the same thing with a lot of stuff in Iceborne as well. While a lot of like returning weapons come back, and a lot of new weapons are introduced that look fresh, there's a lot of gaps. Like I know there's one. A lot of people are complaining about the Nargacuga dual blades, which are one of the classic and more iconic weapons. They were replaced for like an iron variant. So that's something I really would criticize them for. But I know they released a survey on Twitter that they're kind of taking in feedback about that, and I think pretty much everybody is universally letting them know about that. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping in future updates
They might update
that we get that. But that is I don't know if they're going to actually do that. So as it is right now, that is one thing I would complain, and that's one of the big draws of Monster Hunter is being able to like hunt these monsters and then get their materials and see their designs and abilities and whatever reflected in the weapons and the gear that you get.
Yeah.
And if you can't get that, then that kind of takes a little bit of the drive out to do a lot of the hunting. So
Yeah.
I would say that that's a big flaw in it. That's what keeps, I think, Monster Hunter World Iceborne from being one of the best games I've ever played.
Yeah.
But even with that said, the monsters are extremely fun. They added a whole bunch of new monsters, 2 new areas of the Guiding Lands. I haven't got there yet. Celiana looks fantastic. It's a good game. If you're at all interested in Monster Hunter, or if you've played Monster Hunter World, give it a gander. I'm not going to tell you to buy it because Monster Hunter is not a game that's made for everyone. I know that. Although this game is probably the most inviting of newcomers that it's ever been. I would say definitely give it a gander, and if you want, give it a buy. So I highly recommend this title.
All right. That's awesome. Logan, do you have any questions for our good Sir Husky?
I think you covered everything.
Yeah,
Is there one new monster coming to this game that you're especially excited for?
A new monster? Like
I mean, one that hasn't either. It's like brand new or hasn't been.
It just wasn't
in
in
Monster
World.
Hunter World yet.
I am. Let's see. There are a lot of new monsters that I'm really excited for Brachydios. So he's a monster. He's a 3rd gen monster. I don't know. It has to be probably a tie between Brachydios and Zanagar, and I already showed you what Zanagar was. But Brachydios is he's a brute wyvern, but he has these like big pounders on his claws, and they're covered in green slime. And when he punches down, it leaves the green slime, and what happens is that explodes over time.
Oh.
And it can attach to you, and you have to like roll to get it off. Of course, while you're rolling to get it off, he's not stopping his attack. So he's like a really hyper aggressive monster. But he produces this slime. He gathers it on his I think it's like produced by saliva or something, but like he gets it on his fist and then on like the pounder that's on his head, and he can like detonate explosions, and when he gets enraged it turns yellow and it'll explode instantly. So he's a really fun monster. He's really challenging. I remember in 3 Ultimate, he was one of my walls. He was one of the harder monsters.
Yeah.
Like that was one of the monsters that it'll test you whether you know how to play the game or not. So he'll put you through the ropes.
That's super cool.
And Zanagar, he's not like a test monster. He's just a really cool designed monster, and I love him. I think I've heard that they've changed him a little bit to where he's more bulky, and he hits a lot harder in this game.
Oh, fun.
But he's all about like these super acrobatic like flips, and like he's really powerful. So that he's a really fun
It's
monster.
kangaroo.
No.
This kangaroo gonna punch you with his fists.
I'm
He
gonna
does
knock
he
you
does
out.
sort of punch you. He like slams his like paw or whatever, his forelimb into the ground, and like creates this giant shockwave. So that's one of his classic attacks. But yeah, he's really cool. I love Zanagar's theme too. That's why I love him in this game. So those are probably 2 of the returning monsters that I'm really looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to seeing what new monsters they added too. I hope they added like brand new ones, because I love World's designs for new monsters.
So what about returning weapons or new weapons? As far as that goes, first off, what weapon type do you use in Monster Hunter World?
I use several.
Okay, well, in that case, I'll just go ahead and ask it as general. What is the new weapon that you're looking forward to getting and using, and what do you think that'll change about the gameplay?
I really like the Glavenus hammer.
Okay, what does that do?
It's just a fire hammer. It has a fire element, but like it has like Glavenus like plates, but it's like twisted into like a spiked edges almost
Okay.
for this hammer, and like I wish I could probably pull it up right now actually.
I remember seeing.
Yeah, we're getting a visual aid over here so we can really see what this thing looks like.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say, honestly, you can probably see it. Oh, wow. Is that it?
Wow. It looks kind of like the logo from Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, gosh. It kind of does.
Told you Shadow was in this game. You guys doubted me. Now look what happens.
Shadow the Hedgehog's in Monster
So that's
Hunter.
one of the That's one of the ones I really like. I'm looking forward to seeing his lance too. I don't know. I like them all.
I remember in the demo, there's
And his gun. His heavy bow gun looks like a shotgun. It's amazing.
That's kind of sick.
I remember in the demo there was a hammer that was like a skull on a stick. Just
Oh,
a big
yeah.
monster skull on a stick.
That was like the new bone hammer, I think.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm looking
Beat him
forward
with
to
a
seeing
skull
that.
on a stick. Hey, if it works, it works. So
Yeah. You guys have any more questions before we start winding up?
I was about to say, I was going to let him go ahead and see if he had one.
I think
and
I'm
then-
good.
You're good?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. I have like one more question.
Okay.
I don't know if you know this answer or not. How many more monsters does this add? Because I think the original game had like 31, 32. I looked it up like 5 seconds ago. But like I'm assuming that this probably adds a few extra.
20 new monsters and variants.
Wow. So that
In addition to the roster, which
that
brings
adds
it up
to
to
about
50.
Yeah, that's
that almost doubled
kind of
the-
insane.
That like almost doubles the content of the original base
Yeah.
game.
Because that also means new weapons and new materials from those monsters.
And we're getting
correct?
more.
Oh, and you're getting more
Free updates.
for Iceborne.
We're getting Rajang, and then they already said they're going to add another one after that. And probably they're going to add more after that.
Cool.
So I'm looking forward to that. They added a new 6-limbed skeleton, with the final boss, which I won't talk about here. But I'm really hoping that means that they'll add a few other monsters that I'm looking forward to seeing. I really hope to see Valstrax, Gogmazios, and
And when did Monster Hunter World
Shigaru
come out?
Umbrella.
Like originally? Well, I'm asking you a lot of random questions, but like my reasoning for this is it's kind of crazy how this game that came out. Okay, so at the beginning of last year, and they're still adding a lot of really good content to it. That's just that's really impressive.
Well, it seems like this game is almost like a whole nother game, but it kind of uses the same engine and stuff. So they decided like they're putting out like this instead of
A new game.
making a
This
new
is
title.
basically the
Yeah.
equivalent of like what they would do for ultimate versions in past games. Like there was Monster Hunter Tri, and then they made Monster Hunter 3U, and then there was like Monster Hunter 4, and then they made Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I kind of hope the new Breath of the Wild sequel is similar in that respect. Like, I hope it's just like a big add-on to Breath of the Wild. I would like that. That'd be really cool if it was like just an expansion to that original world that they set up.
Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild Ultimate.
I don't care what it's called. I just want it to be good.
Breath of the Ultimate.
Oh man.
I don't care if I get turned into a Deku scrub for the first 30 minutes of the game. I just
Ah,
wanna
but
play.
that was actually kind of fun.
That was kind of cool. That
I
was
like that.
was one of the best parts of the game.
We should probably wrap things up.
Yeah. So as far as Iceborne goes, definitely get it. It's a good game. But yeah, I think the clock is off, so we might already be offline on the radio. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. It's a minute off. We're still on.
But yeah.
Although the butt says otherwise.
Yeah, the butt says otherwise. Anyway, you guys have been listening to the Doghouse. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week, same time, same channel.
Yeah.
Tune in tomorrow if you want to
Listen to the Dungeon Dogs.
Dungeon Dogs.
That's
So
right.
that's
I know
11 to
I will
1.
be.
11 to 1, correct?
Yep.
All right. So you guys have been listening to Dungeon Dogs, or not Dungeon Dogs, the Doghouse with your hosts Husky, Dingo, and Updog. You guys have a fine day, and don't forget to,
Play Paper Mario: The 1,000-Year Door. Do it
Or
now.
don't.
Tune
Or maybe
in
don't.
next week.
I had to tell them the truth.
Play Sonic.